Oh boy, this is gonna be a hot take, but hear me out. Okay? Good. Anyway, I have been meaning to talk about this episode for a while now. So if anyone hasn't heard the full story about this episode in particular, I originally covered the first 4 episodes back in 2024 on a live stream that unfortunately I couldn't save because of an uploading issue. And in terms of YouTube, that would be about it. I've been teasing a season 11 video, which I might actually do at some point, but I really don't know when. It's when the season will either stop and have a few months of a break or something like that. And before I get onto the main topic of this video, I just want to throw in one more thing. I like Bowser vs. Eggman, but I'm kind of tired of everyone hearing about how it's the best episode. I actually plan on doing a separate video just debunking that. So expect that soon. But anyway, Joker vs. Giorno Giovanna is not only the best season 11 episode, but in my personal opinion, it took me a while to actually figure this out. But this is now my favorite death battle episode of all time. Ever since the fight actually got teased at the end of Omni-Man vs. Bardock, I was really, really excited. I actually couldn't wait. But it was worth the 1 month wait. And now, no matter how many times I watch it, I will always have at least a good time with it. At most, I feel enthralled within the first 1 minute of the fight. I'm not even kidding with you. Now here are 2 things to remember. For Giorno Giovanna, he's actually been my favorite character for a while now. And as for Joker, it's a bit of a complicated story, but I'll try to make it brief. So does anyone know Smash Ultimate? Well, Joker was actually the very first DLC character that wasn't Piranha Plant, like in the first Battle Pass, and I was already amazed by his announcement. And he controls great in the game, and I really loved it. And then a few things happened. This made me fully get into the Persona series by Persona 5. Even though I haven't finished it yet, I just beat Kamoshida, did a little bit more, then I kind of stopped. But it's on my PS4, I don't really game on it that much anymore. And this had a big impact on my gaming life. Like, this would be nearly top 10 material on just video games I would be really interested in. I do also have Persona 5 Strikers on Switch, which I actually really love. And also, one more thing before I actually talk about the episode, I have the Joker amiibo. Okay, anyway, on to the episode. Kind of like usual for Death Battle, I'm not really going to discuss the analysis, but I will mention the ending analysis later. Now, like how I recently talked about Weiss vs. Mitsuru in my Season 6 video, I'm actually going to do the same thing here. Going scene by scene in the fight up until the ending, giving my thoughts the whole way through. So first off, when the fight even starts, I just love the Easter eggs that we have here. The take your time with Giorno's symbol and Giorno in the 100% health bar is actually a really great touch for both franchises to have. It's almost like a legit crossover. Well, it's not, but man, could you actually imagine? That would be pretty sick. Right off the bat, when the fight opens up with Arsene and Gold Experience already colliding with one another, the background is really damn good. It's almost like Kamoshida's castle. That's actually what it's reminding me of for the whole fight. And I'll talk about Requiem for a Thief later. I want to discuss the fight first. Now, to save time on character dialogue, I will say this. Every line Joker and Giorno says is delivered really damn well and is so memorable. Even the final lap of the fight, I really fucking love. Okay, anyway, back to the beginning. When Arsene fires a circular slash or whatever it's called, and almost even hits Giorno, but it actually cuts the business card that he was actually holding on the throne. You could kind of argue I should be a little insulted by that, but no, not at all. That's actually a nice touch. Oh yeah, by the way, I love how Giorno is just sitting casually when the wave almost hits him. That's just comedy gold. Then Joker fires his gun multiple times at Gold Experience, and when Gold Experience, or GE if you want to say it for short, hits them all back, they actually turn into bees, which is not only cool and satisfying, but I feel every single impact on the bullet. Well, bullets. Then when Arsene uses Mei Gaon, I don't know how it's actually pronounced, it's actually a nice impactful hit on Giorno. And I love how he immediately rushes in, after hitting GE and Giorno with it. Then Joker uses his grappling hook to get right up close to Giorno, and this next part is really funny. When Joker fires 3 rounds in Giorno's face, he not only pulls off a really funny expression, but it does no damage. And shortly afterwards, as time rewinds for a moment, GE attacks Arsene, and then that sends Joker flying back with some blue projectile hitting him. I actually don't know where this came from, but it still looks cool. And Giorno gets up, rushes in, holds on to Joker while GE does multiple kick attacks. And at one point, Joker uses his grappling hook again while summoning Alice, who I don't really know the persona that well. She summons a bunch of teddy bear plushies with dynamite, and it's not only cute, but legitimately funny. And Giorno's reaction is just perfect. Impossible. A second stand. I just love that. Anyway, after multiple of those teddy bears actually exploding on Giorno, GE then punches the entire floor with a really nice gold ring around it. And then a big tree that appears. While Joker's swinging around his grappling hook trying to go around it, GE then actually holds onto the grappling hook that it becomes a snake. Joker tries to shoot at it, but then it actually returns back. Then Giorno mentions that all life given by Gold's Experience desires to return home. Then multiple of the bullets go back in the Joker's gun, then breaking it, and then GE actually does more attacks on Joker, making him fall to the ground, bleeding a bit. And here we get another great line. Joker saying, "Jack Frost, Ice Age!" It's just so memorable. Again, I love this. You know, this episode also introduced me to a few personas I haven't actually seen yet. Mainly Alice and Jack Frost. I saw Sentinaya online, and obviously I know about Arsene because he's a part of Joker's moveset. And then Giorno and GE get encased in ice, but then they break out, and this is where Golden Experience now becomes Requiem. Then the "I'll steal your heart of gold" line from the track actually fits perfectly with this scene. And then there are multiple Jokers when Giorno says Shoko Phantasma. I don't know if that's the real ability or not, but either way, it looks great. Then after Requiem deals nearly 10 seconds worth of attacks onto Joker, punching him for the final time, making him land on a wall with not only losing a tooth, but a lot of blood. This legitimately shocked me when I actually reacted to this, and I was just hoping that this wouldn't be the case. Then I guess Joker blacks out or something, or envisions him on a desk. Someone is then on the opposite end of the table pointing a gun at Joker, while multiple people are trying to cheer him on. And then he makes a badass comeback with Sentinaya. And then we get his final and probably best line in the whole episode. "Maybe you didn't hear me before, checkmate." He pulls the gun that aims directly at Giorno with Sentinaya's gun, and then Sinful Shell is fired and it spirals amazingly as Requiem tries to actually fight it off, but in the end, it's unsuccessful and it not only kills him, but Giorno. Then Giorno's anchored treasure piece thing actually flies in the Joker's hands, he leaves, and then we get a Persona 5 battle end screen. That's actually the best way to close it out, because it feels like a level straight from the game. And that's it for the fight. The ending analysis was actually a lot of fun to go over. Now for my thoughts on Requiem for a Thief. I fucking love this track so much. So hear me out. Is it me, or is the same woman who actually sung Last Surprise from the actual game actually went on to Death Battle and recorded this song? Oh, Forchild, or Saoirse, I'm not even going to bother pronouncing the first name, is actually the main singer for the song, and it feels so similar to Last Surprise. That, even if, is an extra touch of, oh my fucking god, this is perfect. And even though the track art is really simple, I still really like it. It fits the episode well. And that was my thoughts on Joker vs. Giorno. Now, if you'll pardon me, I just feel like saying these final things before I wrap up the video. Overall, a great episode matchup, really fun analysis, perfect ways to actually show off their abilities and powers, actual suspense, and no matter how many times I'll check it out, I will actually probably still feel suspense. Funny moments that don't just interrupt the episode, but actually blend in and work really well. A badass comeback with a great death, great way to actually end the episode. Me feeling literally almost every single impact of both of these characters' attacks. A really fun ending analysis, another phenomenal track. Zero negative qualities whatsoever. This is the true best episode of Death Battle, in my own personal opinion. If people say that Bowser vs. Eggman is the best, yeah, no, I don't agree with that whatsoever. This is peak performance at its finest, and I have nothing but love and perfection for it. Also a dash of enthusiasm. I don't know who's gonna agree with me or disagree with me on this, but either way, Joker vs. Giorno, at least for now, I don't even plan for this to be dethroned. This is my favorite episode of Death Battle, and I don't think anything is gonna come even close to this one. Anyway, that'll be it. I will see y'all later over the next time, and that'll be all for now, my fellow Phantom Thieves and Stan users.